What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and this video, short little news clip and then my own personal opinion. We have Grace Randolph reporting that she hears that Amber Heard is in Aquaman 2 for less than 10 minutes, or right around that 10-minute mark. So no more than. And, I had to retweet it. I guess the first thing you should say is, do you trust Grace Randolph? I would say generally she is a little shaky, and I know people have general opinions of her, either way, totally fine. When it comes to WB stuff, though, she seems very in the know from everything that I've ever experienced, from things that she's actually gotten right. She seems to know what she's talking about. So I would label this, before we get to the opinion piece of Amber being in this movie in general, the idea of, is this true or not? I think it's very, very true. Obviously, this has to do with, the Johnny Depp case I've been covering. And we talked about Aquaman, we talked about Pirates of the Caribbean too, in terms of their individual, Amber and Johnny's, individual works. It's 10 minutes too much. The funny thing here is you don't see many people still happy. Like, here, I guess I'm trying to get to where I want to be. When this movie comes out, okay, the movie releases, they go on press tour. Even if she's not on the main press tour, it's still going to be in everybody's head. There's no way around it. When the movie comes out, if she's in it for 2 minutes, if she's in it for 6 minutes, if she's in it for 10, if she's in it for 30, if she's in it for 50, it all still is going to raise the same things in everybody's head. The thing that's funny about this is the idea of why. Why is she in the movie for only 10 minutes? And that, to me, signifies the hypocrisy and where WB and these executives' mindsets really are. If she's so innocent, if everybody should just believe her, Me Too, she's an activist, domestic abuse, if all of that stuff is so absolutely true, why are you hiding her? Now, we know that, I'm playing stupid on purpose, right? Don't anybody, try to poke holes in it. I'm being dumb on purpose. The idea here is everybody is aware of what really is going on. Now, people are more aware now, but when they were filming the movie and in the edit, now we don't know if there, and I'm sure we'll find this out, if there was a lot of her scenes in this movie and they cut them down, or going into this movie, this was always the idea. I have a feeling that it's kind of somewhere in the middle. I don't think they filmed 10 minutes of her in the film, but I also don't think they ever imagined her as like the leading lady, the co-star of this movie, which she was in the first one, right? I think they went into this movie and said, we are going to do our best to hide you, but we can't hide you all the way to making you completely invisible, so we have to give you some time. And then again, maybe in like the editing room, they chop it down a little bit. Maybe she was in 15 minutes, maybe she was in 12 and a half minutes, and they cut it down to 10. That's how I see it. But again, you're hiding her. You're doing it purposely, which means now I guess you could argue they know that people don't like her. They don't necessarily stand one way or the other with it. Well, they do. We know which way they stand with the abuse claims, but they aren't taking like a direct open side and saying, well, we know she did it. We know she's a liar. We know people want her to lose. Well, that's different. Can't say want. They are not going to say that we know that she is guilty, okay? They can't say that. Otherwise, obvious reasons, right? But they can say, or they can at least think in their heads, we know people hate her guts. We know people are we know people are going to boycott this movie. We know people are going to be very vocal online. We know people are going to be very vocal going to the movie theater. And this is going to have some sort of impact, so we need to hide her. But the thing is, she's still in your goddamn movie, okay? Now, I got a little fiery there. When it comes to Fantastic Beasts, I want to bring that in just for a second. I am not claiming to know the one definitive reason why that movie failed. I would like to state for the record that I do believe that movie is a box office failure, okay? Right now, it's sitting at like 282 million worldwide. That is real bad. That's, I mean, in terms of domestic, because I look at the Box Office Mojo every single day, I feel like I know what I'm talking about. I compared it to the last movie. It's sitting at about half of what the last movie was making domestically at the same time. This movie, in my opinion, is a not just domestic, worldwide, it is a failure, okay, money-wise. Now, I'm not saying it should be canceled. I'm not saying it should continue for 30 movies. I'm just saying that. What I also will say, though, is what are the reasons that it failed? I think Ezra Miller has a good amount to do. When you go out there and you choke slam people and you beat up people in bars and you get arrested twice, I think that has something to do with it. You have the declining quality of these movies, even though people that saw this movie said it's the best one, and I don't doubt that. But the perception that these movies have gone downhill, okay, that's something. And then you have Johnny Depp. It's unfair. It would be a biasness, and it's fine. I'm more than happy to say that he had quite a bit to do with this movie failing. I want that to be the case. I also think there's a pretty good backing for that, okay? I do think Ezra had something big to do with it. I do think the declining of the franchise, again, the perception had something to do with it. I think J.K. Rowling probably, there's people that boycott things just because of J.K. Rowling. So I'm sure there's like 4 or 5 different issues. Johnny Depp is one of them. The question you have to ask yourself is how much did he influence it? For me, he was the main influence. He's the reason why I did not go see it. Ezra would have been number 2, but Johnny Depp was number 1. That's Johnny Depp, and that's her fantastic beast. I've talked about Pirates of the Caribbean. It will be very, very bad for Disney to do any Pirates movie without, not saying you can't do one without Jack Sparrow eventually, but to give him a proper goodbye, to not kick him to the curb like you did the real-life Johnny Depp, right? In the current situation we are in, to make a Pirates movie without Johnny Depp as Jack Sparrow, you are sentencing that movie to death. You are absolutely are. Aquaman is a tough one because Aquaman 1, I think, made more money than literally anyone on the planet thought it was going to make, right? So the question is, when Aquaman 2 comes out, in my opinion, there's no way it reaches the same amount of money, okay? But I would say that anyway. I don't think 2 is going to beat 1 just on the merits of, I think, 1. I like 1. I actually, let me make that clear. I actually really like the first movie. But I think 1 kind of got lucky, so to speak, in terms of the money. Because I just really don't think anybody expected that. And I don't think 2 would match that. Throw in Amber Heard, I do think it's a significant amount. I do. I think it's a legitimate, significant amount of money you are going to lose. And it's just, and again, here's the thing, 10 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute, none of it matters. You're still keeping her in your movie. That's the whole point here is it actually is worse because it's what I said in the beginning. It's worse because, yes, you have her in 10 minutes, and that's supposed to make people feel better. Well, go see Aquaman 2. Look, we did something for you. We know you all don't like her, so we put her in the movie for only 10 minutes. But you're now, without saying it, indirectly, you are saying, we know how people perceive her. Okay, we know that, and so we're going to limit her time, but we still don't have an issue with putting her in the movie. Oh, and by the way, this court case is going on, and who knows, if Johnny Depp wins, I don't know what you do. In fact, I would say right now, I don't know what you do because I think you don't have her in your movie, and that may be very difficult to cut out all 10 minutes of her scenes. They may be very impactful 10 minutes. She may die. In fact, she probably will, you know what I mean? That's probably the idea that they're going to do with her, but I just, it just shows your hypocrisy. Do you know what I mean? I don't really know any other way of saying it because if you feel so confident in her that she's in the right here, stick to your guns. Stick to your guns. And I've called this kind of BS, or I've called this kind of, like put your money where your mouth is, ideas for all these companies. Hey, Disney, you feel so good about what you did? Make Pirates with Margot Robbie. Go ahead. I dare you. I call you out. Go make that movie and then see what happens to it. WB, you fire Johnny Depp from Fantastic Beasts. All this other stuff happens. I kind of look at it as karma, right? Let's see how it does. Oh, it didn't do very well, right? No, I don't wish for the other actors and actresses to lose their jobs. I know fans, like, I'm a Wizarding World fan. I love Harry Potter. I cover Hogwarts Legacy. I love that universe. Do I want it to end? No. But also, like, did they have it coming? Can you even blame Johnny Depp as your main reason? Those are things you have to ask yourself. But you know what I mean? So I'm calling their bluff, I guess, is the thing. You know what side you're on in this. Okay, I'm talking about Aquaman 2 now. You know what side you're on. You know where people stand. You're starting to get a good look at what everybody feels because Jason Momoa follows Johnny Depp. That's a bad look. Because just the fact that he wasn't following Johnny Depp, and then he followed him the day of the first full day of his testimony is a horrible sign. It just is, because, I mean, I don't really think I need to explain it, right? It's bad. So you have all of this stuff happening, you know, and at this point, I think we're all getting a really good look. I obviously, I think, knew and believed in the idea that she's the abuser and all that stuff, right? I stand by all that. But now everybody is starting to wake up, or at the very least, because I know there's people like this, and that's fine, at the very least, can you agree that they're both bad people? So if you fire one, shouldn't you then fire the other? I think you can kind of make a amends. You can make the handshake with anybody. If you fired one, fire the other. If you're going to play that game. Now, I think you shouldn't have fired either. You should have waited for the evidence and then made your decision, which now should lead to firing Amber Heard. But they know where we stand. They know how the box office is going to do, or they know that it will be impacted. Maybe they don't know how much, but it will. You see people from all etches of life saying that they're not going to see Aquaman 2, or even people that love Jason Momoa say, I'm not seeing Aquaman 2 with Amber in it. Me personally, I will not see. It's not going to happen. I didn't see Fantastic Beasts. I won't be seeing Aquaman 2. I won't be seeing Pirates of the Caribbean. I won't be seeing The Flash at this point either. It's just not going to happen, okay? And that's my right, and it's your right to support it. This is not guilt-tripping anybody. If you want to support it, you support it. I'm just stating what I believe to be facts, okay? I think it's going to get massively impacted, and 10 minutes or 30 minutes, again, at that point, go all in. Put her in the movie for an hour. I dare you. Because you think you're so self-righteous, WB, to give her this role. Go with her then. Well, she's your leading lady. What are you doing? Why are you putting in her for 10 minutes? Oh, it's because you know that you're in the wrong here, but for some reason you can't get rid of her. But you have no problem getting rid of Johnny Depp. You can't get rid of her for some reason, contract or whatever, but you know it's going to impact your movie, okay? You just know that's going to happen. And guess what? 10 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute, it's still going to stop. People will still boycott the movie, right? Is there anybody out there that's saying, this is where I'll end. Is there anybody out there that will say, well, you know what? If Amber is in this movie for 31 minutes and 26 seconds, I'm not seeing it. But if she's in this movie for 31 minutes and 25 seconds, I will see it. Who's out there comparing the numbers? If she's in it for 10, oh, that's good. At least she's only in it for 10. If she was in it for 11, though, absolutely not. I would tell my grandmother not to see this movie. I would tell my step cousin not to see it. It'd be over. But 10 minutes, good to go. 11 minutes, nope, too much. Who's out there thinking that, right? So it's dumb. It's absolutely dumb. I've had enough of it, and they will pay. And they will pay by losing money when this movie comes out. I think it'll be delayed again, and I think she'll be recast. That's my personal want, and that's my personal prediction. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on so you know when all these videos go up. I hope to see you guys on the next video.